All right, y'all, this is our next fundamental, which is called the windmill. All right? Now, windmills are gonna start off at our right flat, just like the other two, with the exception, we're taking our right hand and switching it from palm up to palm down. All right? So now, both of your thumbs are facing toward the center of the pole, all right? Boxing those elbows out. We're gonna come up on count 5, just like we did for the other two exercises, all right? But this now takes us to an inverted right shoulder because we're now thumbs down with the right hand, okay? So what we need to do here is think about the same exact process, just pulling down rather than pushing. So we have our standard count off, coming from our right flat, 5 and 6, up on 5, 6, 7, count 8, we squeeze, squeeze, and now our angle is going toward our right, pulling down to count 1, 1. Now, this looks a lot like our extensions, except now we're thumbs up rather than thumbs down. The left hand, again, becomes our free arm, focusing on shape, focusing on form, focusing on posture and projection, all right? Coming from here, the motion continues, all right? The motion of the flag is not gonna change from one fundamental to the next. So, meaning extensions, the motion of the flag is gonna be consistent. Windmills, the motion of your flag is gonna be consistent. Drop spins, the same thing. So, you don't come down and then change directions and move to a different direction, all right? So here's our and count from 1 and, count 2. We're coming up. Notice I'm off to the side of my body, okay? A lot of people, when they start to do windmills, try to keep count 2 here in the center of their body, but if you notice, you wanna take your entire arm and hinge it off to the side of your body, all right? Again, just like extensions, we're bringing the pole behind us as the equipment passes through 2 and to 3, okay? Another really important element to talk about with windmills is notice the difference between windmills and extensions. If you remember back to extensions, where was count 3? It was over my head at my ponytail, okay? Windmills count 3, it's still low. You're keeping this below your shoulder, okay, in order to make sure that the exercise stays in the correct plane. From here, we're continuing up. The pole now is gonna go off to the side, the pole's to the right. The silk now is passing behind my body, 3 and 4. Now, from here is where we're going to start moving our arm in front of the body as we come into the closing of the exercise. Here's count 4 and. This is where, when we end the exercise, we come back toward the center of the body, okay? Now, this is gonna be our first little toss as we push the flag down and lift to get it to go into the stop position. So, let's rewind back for a second. So, we went through checkpoint 1, which is down in the front of the body, slightly off to the side. Checkpoint 2, which is off to the side of the body, below the shoulder. Checkpoint 3, silk is down, off to the side of the body. Checkpoint 4, now we're moving back toward the front of the body, but still off to the side. Now here's where we go into our initiation. This is where momentum and weighting of your flag comes in handy, okay? Because you wanna remember that the weight is in the top part, and when you decide you're gonna take a yo-yo and swing it on the rope and throw it up, you want the yo-yo to swing down in order to launch it to go high. The same principles apply when you are throwing your flag. So, coming from 4, we come back toward that center of the body as we're using that momentum to take the heavy part of our flag and to push it down to come into our stop position, okay? So, again, I'm gonna do just the out and the catch, just so we can see. We're pulling it down as we go through the center of the body. Here, if you think about like the tick-tock pendulum part of a clock, coming back and forth. Again, that pendulum is heavy on the bottom. You're going to use that momentum to push it up and come around. Your hand is like twisting a doorknob, okay? The doorknob is stationary. So when we come around and you decide to go from here to grab that doorknob into the release, you twist that doorknob really hard. Don't lift really high. We're gonna save that for a later date to get higher tosses, but this is just a little mini toss, okay? We're gonna talk a lot about different release points, because your release point is where the equipment leaves your hand in relationship to your body. When we start to throw really high tosses, your release point's gonna be really high. But when we throw lower tosses, your release point is low. So I want you to imagine grabbing that doorknob and twisting it really hard. Pull, that's what's gonna get your flag to go out and around. Now when we get it into that stop position, your right hand is gonna grab under, splitting the two cheater tapes on the pole. Your left hand is gonna grab on top, right at that bottom cheater tape in the silk, okay? And again, notice that the arms are in a boxed out position, and I'm lifting and projecting all the way through that catch. The most impressive part of color guard is the catch. When somebody throws something and they catch it, they nail it. That's the part of color guard that people love the most. That's why it's super important for you to have good posture and box out those arms, keep those shoulders low, keep that chin high to give a really solid performance when you catch your equipment, okay? So, really quick, I want you to just watch. So I'm gonna go through 4 counts of windmills into that out catch, and I want you to watch as we go through the catch position. 1, 2, 3, 4, out, catch. Now notice when I grab that equipment, it squeezes, it stops, okay? And that's why the right hand comes under and the left hand comes over, because the momentum, the direction of the flag, it counteracts. It goes hit and hit. It counteracts the motion in order to make it stop, okay? So let's talk about a few more things in order to have successful windmills. Just like extensions, hips and shoulders, the orientation, stay straight to the front. Don't let it twist from side to side, okay? The toaster, same thing applies in your windmills, okay? Your windmills stay in that toaster plane, and you don't let your equipment cut in and out. Imagine the tip of that pencil, okay? Drawing a circle in the front of your body, drawing a circle behind your body, okay? It passes past your toes, it passes past your heels, okay? The windmills stay on the side of your body, as that left hand is your free arm, your free hand off to the side, okay? And it's only when we decide to have the release when we come into the center of the body. Center catch, okay? When we start to talk more and get more in depth about the technique of the different pieces of equipment of color guard, we're gonna talk a lot more about the different grips you're gonna use. A soft grip for things that are flourishing, okay? A medium grip, okay, for things that are more hand to hand, okay? And then a hard grip for when you have motions of stop, okay? And those things are exactly what we just talked about. Soft, I have a very light grip. I'm barely holding onto the flag, and I'm using the pinch of my index finger and my thumb in order to have control over the flag, okay? And then once I come around and go into the release, I squeeze. My grip immediately changes from a soft grip to a hard grip in order to get the equipment to come out, and then I activate with a hard grip into the catch. So let's try 4 counts of windmills all together. Remember, we're starting over, our thumbs are toward each other, feet are in a second position, toes are facing out at the 45s, shoulders are down, sternum is up, chin, eyes, laser beam to the press box. Here we go, and 5, and 6, up on 5, 6, 7, squeeze, and 1, up, 2, down, 3, up, 4, toss, catch. Very good. That is the windmill exercise. This is probably one of the more difficult ones that people struggle to do right at the very beginning of color guard, because getting that out and that catch and understanding the physics of the squeeze and making sure that we stay in the center of the body while maintaining good posture to get it to come around and do what we want. You're going to want to lift really high, and you've got to fight that urge. The next thing you're going to want to do is what we call a catch-catch. It's where people go catch, and then they slide here. That's another thing you're going to want to fight, okay? Catch-catch. That's bad. Don't do that. You'll notice when I catch, both hands make contact at the same time. And that's the strong catch that we're looking for. That's what you want to work toward as you're doing your windmills. Good job.